Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today I have my good friend and client here, Boyan. So, welcome Boyan.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel. No, I'm joking. Hey guys, it's Boyan. So I also run a YouTube channel, which is why I'm a client of Vince's. He's been editing, scheduling, doing all of the slave work in the back end basically for my YouTube channel. Honestly, it's been a pleasure working with him. So he's saved me a ton of time. So yeah, without further ado, I'll just let him, I guess, introduce the rest of it.
Yeah, so as you guys know or might know, at my agency we help YouTubers who are also business owners to grow their YouTube channel and sell more courses, coaching or any sort of like digital products. And that's why Boyan actually came on as a client, because he already had a successful email marketing agency and he wanted to start his own YouTube channel and start like a consulting business on the side, right?
Yeah. So it was also to just attract agency clients done for you for email marketing as well.
Yeah.
So that was the goal initially. I initially also wanted to launch some sort of agency growth mentorship program, which, to be honest, I just didn't really want to scale. So now I'm focusing strictly on basically just email marketing, right? So yeah, that's the background of it. And we've been working together for 4 or 5 months now, and he's been editing 3 videos a week for me, right?
Yep.
And he handles thumbnails, SEO, researching video ideas, and he's been like just super on point with everything.
Appreciate
And yeah, I can't recommend it enough. And if you're looking for like a number, I think I've closed roughly £25,000 worth of revenue, which is, I don't know, like 35k
Yeah.
dollars or something along those
Yeah.
lines. In revenue over the past 4 months, just from his services alone, with I don't know, like maybe 30% of that coming from agency mentorships, and then the rest coming from either recurring done-for-you email clients or just like one-time flow builds or email marketing consultations and things like that.
Yeah, so that is kind of the story of how we've been working together, and thank you so much for the kind words. I also wanted to go over your story a little bit about how you got started with your agency and how you got into entrepreneurship, because I think a lot of my audience would love to hear that. So yeah, can you tell the audience a little bit more about how you were kind of like brought up, what's the stuff you were interested in, and also where you're currently at with your agency and how you got there, and what are like the main things you would tell someone who wants to start their own creative agency or copywriting or email marketing agency, whatever that might be.
Yeah, sure. So I feel like I have a
Dive it a bit, like, further.
pretty generic story in terms of being like a college dropout. I know that's like pretty standard in the online space, you know. But I mean, my childhood was nothing really unique. It was just first generation immigrant household, so we were like kind of broke growing up. Actually, pretty damn broke growing up. And when I was a kid, I just remember like when all of the kids my age, like I don't know, 7, 8, 10 years old, would be like, oh, I want to be a this and that, firefighter, footballer. All I wanted was like, just make me rich. I just wanted to be rich. I didn't care about anything else. So as I grew older, I realized I went to university for the career prospect as opposed to genuinely being passionate about doing something I'm super interested in and I loved. I was doing computer science with AI at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was really good at it, to be fair. Like if you go on my channel, you could see reaction videos from my first year's like exam results, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did really, really well. But then I was just like, okay, this isn't where I want to go. So I just pulled the trigger, dropped out. You can imagine, like, I was pretty scared because Chinese parents,
Yeah, and that time you didn't even really have like any sort of business, right?
No. When I dropped, it was like, looking back, it was the most reckless decision ever.
Yeah.
And not something I would recommend to like people in the same situation as myself. But it paid off. Like, I know the type of person I am. Like, I just work until, I don't know, my hands fall off.
Mm-hmm.
If I really, really want something. One of my like characteristics is that like if I actually like from the deep down want something, I will find a way to get it.
Yep.
Despite, and I feel like that's a common trait amongst a lot of people as well, who kind of find a bit of success in business. So yeah, now I just started off with Facebook ads agency like most do, and then we had an upsell service which was email marketing at the time. And then I found real traction with emails, and then just pivoted to do solely emails because everyone does Facebook.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, and I don't see many people doing that either. And also, it's quite like a creative thing, right? Like copywriting, I would consider that like one of the creative services as well.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, obviously, it is kind of combined with marketing because that's how you can sell e-commerce products. Like you need to have a deep understanding of how all that works. But I wanted to ask, like, what are your thoughts on where the agency space or the online business space is going? Because I feel like there is sort of, I think actually you mentioned this to me, that there is sort of a shift or a trend that media buying and like the traditional SMMA business model where you do like Facebook ads for, car dealerships and that kind of stuff. Not that it's dying out, but it is just becoming like super, super hard to break into. So yeah, I guess what kind of, if somebody's just like looking to start their own agency and just looking to get into the space, like what kind of agency would you recommend? And I'm not saying like you need to tell a specific niche or anything like that, but yeah, what are your thoughts on the space overall and someone who's a beginner, like what do you think they should do?
I think if you're a beginner, done for you service-based businesses is like a really good one to start, because most likely, like if this is your situation, then this is the best business model to go after, because you probably don't really have any skills, you don't really have any capital, and you're just young as fuck and no one really trusts you. Can I swear, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so no one really trusts you, so you need to build up that kind of like sweat equity in the beginning to gain some skill sets, and ideally you want to be learning while getting paid. So that's why I started with the whole Facebook ad side of things with e-commerce. And in terms of like how to get started, I think it's just like you want to create like a goal for yourself in terms of, okay, I want to be making this amount with this business, and then just kind of reverse engineer from there. Like when I first started, my goal was always to just like, okay, 10K a month, and I was so like obsessed with that.
Yeah.
Until I hit like 1 month last year, I did like $24, right, in a month, and I was like, oh crap, like
24K.
K, not dollar. Yeah, $24 was like 2 McDonald's Happy Meals. But yeah, but then it just didn't really feel like anything. But then you need to actually go through making some money to realize, okay, money isn't everything. Because I can tell you, when I was broke, like money was everything. Like it just felt like, oh my god,
that's
all
the
of my
only
problems
thing you could think about,
could
right?
go away. Yeah, exactly. But then once you actually have it, you realize, oh, okay, cool, now I have new problems to solve.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So what are your thoughts on like what kind of agency, I guess, like what are your thoughts on the agency space as a whole? Because you mentioned to me that you feel like heavy duty media buying is like slowly fading away as Facebook algorithms and everything get better and better. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely agree that media buying is probably gonna become less and less relevant in terms of just like heavy duty load balancing and, I don't know, doing weird optimizations in Facebook ad accounts. But where I see real opportunity is just like having a proper good creative agency, in terms of either you can go down the branding route of creating like branded content for larger companies, or you can go down the road of performance creatives. Like for example, there's a really Constant Creative, that's like Nick Shackelford's ecom creative brand studio, and that's really cool. There's quite a few kind of like performance creative studios that I know of that make a lot of bank, but the difficulty with that is you need to actually organize creatives, and the founder often needs like photography, videography, video editing skills.
Yeah.
So it's not, I think, that the SMMA space is dead, but I feel like the barrier to entry has just gotten a lot higher.
Yeah.
For example, if I were to take my client acquisition skills that I know now, apply it back in 2018, Jesus, like it would do damage, right? Like, but now it's just like, it's just about enough for me to stand out from the crowd and actually acquire clients, because everyone and their dogs and cats is doing it, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like a case of, okay, this is the best niche. It's more like, I can tell you which isn't a very low barrier to entry niche to enter. Like, for example, e-commerce is pretty difficult to get into right now, I have to say.
And that's why
Right.
the rewards are, the biggest there as well. right?
I guess, but you know where I actually see real opportunity, the two niches. Number one, OnlyFans management agency. I think that will scale really, really well. And that's like a controversial one. But number two is like crypto marketing agencies. So like partnering with influencers, meme pages to really shill coins. I feel like that would be stupidly lucrative as well.
Yeah, also
Yeah.
maybe kind of illegal at times. I don't know. It's
It is, but
so
I feel
unregulated so far that
it is. But I mean, in 5 years, once it becomes regulated, that's like an opportunity that's going to disappear. But if you want to make a quick buck, it's like I feel like that's the way to go.
Okay.
Not recommending this to anyone, by the way.
Okay, we're still recording.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not recommending either of these for anyone, because like I don't want to start an OnlyFans management agency just because I don't want that to be associated with me. But you know, it's a blue ocean market. I feel like that you can tap into.
Totally.
So yeah.
Awesome. And another thing I wanted to talk to you about is like, in that part, because you didn't go too deep into it. You know, that when you dropped out of university and you were like just a kid with a dream and you didn't have much going for you. You know, it's really impressive that you went from I think 0 to like the 10K in under a year, right? Like 6 months, 7 months.
5.5 actually.
5.5 months. Okay, so that is like
beginning to end.
yeah, that is like exceptional. That's not the average like agency owner's journey. So aside from like working super hard, like what did you do? I mean, I know even if you can go into like how you actually worked that hard, or like what were like the daily things you did, or the things that kept you going, or was it just simply like not having money? Like, can you go a little bit deep into like what was going through your head in that 5.5 month period when you went from nothing to 10K a month? Because that's that takes a lot of fucking work to get there.
Right. So I think there's definitely like a component of luck in it, right? I feel like I got there. Yeah, obviously I worked super hard, but in terms of luck, what I mean is, for example, I dropped out December 2019, and you can tell what happened last year, right, with COVID.
Yeah.
And I just so happened to pick e-commerce. That's like pretty much just luck, right? I couldn't have predicted it. It was just luck, right? I picked I picked the right niche, and I went after a service that was in demand, basically. That was by accident.
Okay.
But in terms of how I got there so quickly, I feel like, you know, I've been building great habits for years now, and like I really got into self-improvement when I was 16. And back then I was just like, it was like a case of you were like imitating and like copying what you think successful people do.
Yeah.
To just hopefully somehow have like, I don't know, their energy or their spit rub off on you. Yeah. And then somehow, you know, you just follow their trend. And I really do believe that like you should surround yourself and act in a way where you kind of like mimic success in the beginning, because you just don't know what that looks like. And to be honest, neither of us do right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, know what true success looks like.
Yeah, we are still like in just the beginning phases.
Yeah.
I think it's...
Is that balloon?
I don't think so. The beginning phases of entrepreneurship. Like, what would you consider a beginner, medium level, and like a successful entrepreneur?
I don't know. Like medium level to me is probably like 100K to 500K a month, like profit, and then past that point is like you're pretty successful in the sense that you're like financially super well off.
Yeah.
But I mean, true success, I mean, it depends, right? Like if you're aiming just to, I don't know, be happy and start a family, then you don't really need money to do that. It's like you're quite satisfied with 80K a month, 80K a year, sorry, not 80K a month.
Yeah.
But if you really want to be a great entrepreneur, then I feel like money shouldn't really be an
objective.
Yeah. Like if you look at all the best founders, for example, like one guy I'm a huge fan of recently is like Charles Hoskinson, Cardano guy. He has a YouTube channel, and the way he talks about Cardano is all about making impact.
Yeah.
Right? It's nothing to do with like, oh, I'm gonna create a unicorn company. Like he doesn't care about that. Same with Gary Tan is a really good example on YouTube as well. He's XY Combinator advisor or something. But yeah, like a lot of great founders, they set out to change the world, not to make money, right? But I
Yeah.
feel like to really make that your goal, you need to make money first.
Yeah, so you can afford to not care about money,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. It's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like if you're at the bottom, just starving, no roof over your head, you're not gonna give a shit about like fulfillment,
Yeah,
right?
right.
The fuck.
Right.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So like on a scale of 1 to 10, like we are probably a level 1.5 entrepreneur.
Like 0.5?
Or,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe even 0.5. I just wanted to yeah. So yeah, guys, there is like a lot of different levels. Like the people you usually see on YouTube talking about stuff, they are usually pretty beginners compared to
Oh
you know, like because someone who actually runs like a billion-dollar company or something, like they usually don't have time to make videos. And I think there's nothing wrong at the same time with people who make videos on YouTube, because like beginners need them. Like I needed these people who I could look up to and whose videos I could watch and learn from when I just get started, and it gave me so much inspiration. So I think there's definitely a need for people like that. But yeah, totally agree with you that like in the long term, you know, money is not the main thing, and yeah, that's not like the whole point of business. Cool, man. Is there anything you would want to cover, or is there anything like you want to go over still?
If you're monetized on YouTube. If you're monetized on YouTube, just get this guy to edit your videos. I promise you it'll save you a ton of time. Because, like, I wouldn't be able to, like, run my YouTube channel now without having an editor helping me do all of the back end. Like, I just record the videos and upload the raw footage, and that's it. And that's, like, super useful. If you're running an actual business on the side and you're still trying to edit videos, Jesus, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
Especially if you try to do like 3 videos a week. For example, just look at the production quality, right? In my videos last year was like so bad. The thumbnails was the same face with just a different colored background with like a filter or whatever. Yeah, so highly recommend Vince, man. Made a huge ROI for me.
All right. Thank you so much, Boyan, for the kind words, and also thank you for coming on. And yeah, wishing you all the best, and looking forward to, you know, maybe even seeing you more on the channel.
Sure.
All right.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys.
Yeah, and check out Boyan's YouTube channel. It's gonna be the first link in the description. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. All right. See you guys.